Hello and welcome back to my channel. I want to start off first of all by saying thank you to you guys. I woke up this morning and I saw that we had reached 27 subscribers. That's 7 subscribers overnight. So let's start off by first of all thanking God, and then I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And before we get started, this is the 5th episode, which means that we have covered some basics in the previous 4 episodes. So I'm not going to start the scene from scratch, but I already have some things set up already for this video to save us all some very important time. So let's get started, and I'll move my screen to the left side. Okay. Okay, so in this video we are discussing about camera angles, why they are important, what are camera angles, and how you can use them. And I'll also be teaching you how to use them in a, it's a beginner video, so I'm not going to make it too complex, but I am definitely going to give you some tips and some insights. So you better tune in and you better watch all of this video. Okay, so let's get started. Here's how you can use camera angles that are gonna add a lot of smoothness to your videos. So let's take this scene here and add a camera, and now we're gonna add camera movement. So this is basically our starting scene, and the yellow one is where we're gonna move towards. So that's the zoom in or zoom out, right? So in this case, we're just gonna make a simple zoom in to what's going on in the scene from a starting our position. So let's start. So a lot of people don't actually use camera movements and camera angles. I don't know why. They're quite essential in making videos because that's what adds a lot of smoothness to your scenes. You combine it with transitions and boom, you've got yourself a great smooth video, right? Let's put this a bit closer, right? Let's say I want to put it here, and let's put our camera in this example to the people on the right. Now if you see me making some small changes on the keyboard, that's just me using shortcuts. If you want, I can make another video on how you can use shortcuts, because it's gonna take time for me to cover shortcuts in one video, so it deserves itself another video. So in this one, we're just moving on from right to left. This sort of you see that wherever I take the yellow screen, it has an arrow, right? And the arrow is telling you pretty much where you're moving the scene towards, and if you stretch it, you'll see how far it can go, right? You see the arrow, right? So we're gonna move it to the girl sitting on the left on her phone. We're gonna minimize it like that. Okay, and now we're gonna preview it. So that's the scene moving from right to left, right? So we're just gonna increase this a bit more, and we're gonna decrease this from here. Now don't worry about this. I'm gonna teach you what this is as well. Okay. Perfect. So that's us moving from right to left. Okay. Now, what is actually going on here, right? There you have two options. One is you put the scene on the whole scene, put the camera movement on the whole scene, right? One is you can customize it according to how you want, right? They're both useful in their own respective scenarios, but for this one, because there's a lot of effects already added in the props and the characters, you have to choose the custom option, right? Because as you're moving from left to right, things are popping up on the screen, and if you don't have those specific settings in play, it's just not gonna look pretty nice. So I want to show you what I did here on the bottom. The bottom pretty much is the same thing as this, but a shortcut, right? So you see there are two options here when you put custom on there. There's one option of delay and one is of duration, right? So delay is pretty much how, once the scene starts, how long after the scene has started do you want the camera movement to come into play, right? That's delay. So there's a pause and then the camera starts moving, right? The other thing is duration. So once the camera starts moving, how long do you want the camera to move for? So that's duration. And both can be pretty much adjusted from the blue line on the bottom. So I can just drag it, click on it and drag it, and the scene will, let's say the camera movement will start after 1 second because there's a delay of 1 second. I've adjusted it to be on the pretty much the 4 second mark, and the video is starting on 3 seconds, right? And this, the stretch of it is the duration of the camera movement. So you can stretch it however much you like, and let's say I'm gonna put it here on the 7 second mark, right? So the duration is going to be 1, 2, 3, 3 seconds, and the delay is going to be 1 second. That's where the blue line is starting. So 1 second delay, and then 1, 2, 3 seconds duration. If we click on settings here, we'll see that 1 second delay and 3 seconds duration. So we adjusted that just from here, because when you're making a video, you don't have, you don't have enough time to just go and in the settings bar just keep on changing your, because you play around with it. It's pretty much, you playing around with all of these settings as you're making the videos, and you have to make adjustments like, even experienced animators have to make adjustments quite often. So it saves you a lot of time, and it's more convenient to just drag from here on the bottom instead of doing on the right. But I've showed you both ways, so you can now do it any way you like. So we're gonna preview it now, and you can see that it's moving from right to left, right? Great. Now on to the second part. Here's how I'm going to show you how you can add transitions to your scene and also a camera movement. So in this one, I'm just going to move, first of all, I'm going to add a camera. And in the previous scene, I'm going to, it's pretty much the same scene, so I'm going to delete this. Alright, and I'm going to add a transition first. Let's say we have a dissolve transition for 1 second, right? Keep that in mind. Keep that 1 second in mind, okay? Because that's how long it's going to take for the scene to come active on here. So 1 second transition, right? Okay, good. Now we add the camera. We put the red box on the guy on the left. Okay. Make it smaller to put more emphasis on the guy on the left, and then the camera movement, we're going to move it to the two people on the right. Okay, now you remember we had the transition of 1 second. Good. That I tell you that so that you know that we're gonna have to put a delay here. 1 second for the transitions, and 1 second additional for the effects that are in place for the characters and the props. So in totality, there's 2 seconds of delay, okay? And then the duration, it's really up to you, however much you like. I'm gonna put, let's say, 5 seconds. Okay, not 58, 5 seconds. Okay. Now I'm just going to play it from here. Perfect. Now, since the scene ends here, we can just drag it back and put it on the 18-second mark. So you see how it looks so much smoother with camera angles and a transition, a subtle transition at the start of the second scene. So I'm gonna play it one more time so you can see how good this looks now. Moving from right to left. Okay, she hangs up, and then now this guy says okay and moves to the screen on the right. Awesome. Okay, so that was the tutorial on using camera movements and camera angles. Obviously this is a beginner video, so I can't share more with you because I don't want to get you confused and all flustered up. But this was a pretty insightful video in my opinion. I shared some nice tips with you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And this is episode 5 now, so I am expecting you guys to have already signed up for the 2-week free the trial that the Vyond has, so that you can sign up for that and start playing in the software to whatever I'm teaching to you guys in this series. You guys should be practicing that yourselves. So you don't actually need to have a fully high spec laptop or computer, because it's a cloud based software. Any computer you should be able, if you have Google Chrome, it should be able to work. And also if you have it might not work on iPads or any tablets. It might work on some tablets, the Android tablets, but it won't work on the iPads. So you need to have a computer or a laptop to make changes in Vyond software. You can obviously preview videos, but you can't make changes. So that was the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to like the video and comment down below what next you want to see. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We are aiming to get 100 subscribers by the end of the month, and now seeing that we're already at 27, that looks a lot more manageable and achievable now than it was looking before. So yeah, make sure you support to the channel, keep that love coming in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.